We brought together a group of women to discuss the issues that impact the quality of life of middle-aged women. CEO TerriLynn Smith is the owner of Let's Talk About Her. And she has some exciting things that she would like to discuss with you. She dropped some nuggets and some realities about midlife, mental health, and striving. Listen in.
Thank you all. So I want to give you all just a brief, some information on statistics that will show why, especially women of color, do not make mental health healing a priority. Right now, there are a total of 198,811 therapists actively employed in the United States. Out of all of that, only 3.8% are men or women of color of counseling. The majority is 77% are Caucasian. The other percentage is 11% Asian. Our deterrent is if we walk into an office and they do not resemble us, they do not relate to us, they don't look like our moms or our aunts or our uncles or our brothers, that is a deterrent. We need to be understood. We need to be able to be empathized and not sympathized with. And that's not the routine for us. But that is changing. It is evolving. And we do need to know the importance of our overall mental health, especially with us hitting that age range of 40 to 60-year-olds. The most prevalent experience that we have is unmanaged trauma, depression, and anxiety. And unfortunately, some of that anxiety comes from what is called comparison syndrome. Comparison syndrome is something that you can either do internally or intentionally. And it is comparing where you are right now in the present moment to what you see someone else achieving or accomplishing and asking yourself, why is that not me? That is the biggest form of depression that we as women, and especially as Black women, can do. We are all unique for a difference. And your life is not going to be the same as the next person. But sometimes because we are not dealing with hurt us, we're not dealing with our own personal things, we are trying to live through others, and it's not going to work. So the HER in my title stands for Healing Empowers Resilience, because we all need to recognize and give ourselves our flowers, because we expect others to do it for us, and we're not doing it enough for ourselves. And that is the most important thing. Because when you start to hear about midlife, it becomes kind of a sad moment instead of a celebratory moment. To me, I'm 55. I'm in the prime of me being fabulous. Right? I am. We should not have to equate with getting older as this is the end. No, it is the beginning. It is the beginning to live your life on your terms, the way you want, how you want, when you want. It is time for you to take charge. And where the mental capacity comes into play is there are 6 stages when you hear midlife that we all go through. Denial, you don't want to accept I'm getting older. Who does? Anger, what is my life going to be like? I should have done this. I wish I could have done that. Replay, you're trying to hold on to those moments of your life that were the best and try to strive from there. So it kind of makes you feel stagnant. You tend to be stuck on great times as opposed to trying to move forward to create more. Depression kicks in. Again, that moment of, well, my life should be like this. I wish I would have went to school. If I would have took this job. It creates a sense of doubt, guilt, and suppression. It makes you withdraw. If you feel your life is not where it should or meeting the expectations of others, it makes you kind of isolate yourself. And then the word acceptance. It's time for us to accept who we are, our shortcomings, our faults, the change that we need to have. And that is the biggest part. My main things for mental health is always this: healing versus hindering, collaboration versus competition. It is time to begin to heal from things that cut you so you no longer bleed. I said that backwards. It's time to heal the things that cut you so you will no longer continue to bleed on people who didn't impact that.
Go on now.
It's time to speak about those unspoken truths and traumas of our lives. It is time to get away from generational curses and expectations that we've learned, that we heard, that we seen, that we witnessed. And the biggest complex that we all have been put into and labeled as, that we as Black women struggle more than anyone, is that sense of independent, strong Black women that can carry the world on our back and look great doing it. We mask pain so well that even in our state of trauma and depression and anxiety and stress, we make it look good. So it becomes normal for us. And we are at a state in our lives when we are not okay, then it is okay to say we are not okay. It is okay to stop having to live up to expectations. It is time to step out on faith and take a chance on yourself and live your life the way that you want to, on your own terms, on your own basis. Stop looking at social media and saying, well, maybe if I save up my money and get a BBL, or if I leave. Listen, sis, if you got that extra 15 pounds and you feel comfortable with it, then embrace that. Because I do. Unless somebody wants to drop $15,000 on this BBL, then I have to find peace with who I am. Because what is for me, it's not for everyone. We're all unique in our way, but sometimes us envisioning what we want to be or should be, that's a mental impact on us.
Right.
It makes us feel stuck. It doesn't allow us to move forward, right? Not feeling supported by others that look like us, right? Not feeling embraced within a sisterhood or a circle impacts us mentally.
Right.
You ever had some good news and you call and you tell your friend and your reaction is, oh, we need to be celebrated, right? That again comes from that collaboration versus competition. We as Black women have so much set up against us. Our biggest enemy are other Black women. And then everyone else lying behind us. Yep. But it's about embracing who we are. It is about having those conversations with one another and creating a support group. It is about saying, you know what, sis, I've been there too. Let's see how we can get through this together. We don't have enough of that. Even in my therapy sessions, the main topic that women are presenting to me is the disconnect that they've had with their mothers and having to grow up of little Black girls and figure out how to be women with other women. that is emotionally draining, because that means we are not showing up how we need to be, right? When we walk in a room, why do we have to feel like, does she like me? Are they looking at me? Are they talking about me? That is an internal mental block that we have learned for so long, because it goes back to, we're Black women. We can have kids, we can clean the house, we can bring home the bacon, we can take care of this man and that person and this, and we're going to go to work and we're okay because that's what my mother did and her mother did and her mother did. Listen, Big Mama and them had it wrong all this time. They did. Because guess what? I don't want to keep taking care of everybody. I don't. I want someone to say to me, I got you. Why do I always have to have somebody? But that's what has been put on our shoulders. And then we're made to put on blazers and makeup and lipstick and keep our hair down and walk in our purpose while we try to fix and figure out everything for everybody else. And then we lose sight of who we are. And then now we're angry. Now we're crazy. Now the men that look like us don't want us because we talk back. And we got an attitude, but they're not knowing where it is coming from, where it is stemming from, right? So the perception of mental health in middle age needs to be more normalized. Our healing needs to come from little girls to elderly, because it was not talked about in our homes. It was not envisioned that this is going to be a part of who we are. We get to this place in our lives and we have to figure out, well, what's going on with me? Maybe I need to talk to somebody because I'm tired of complaining or sounding like a broken record. But in order for us to thrive, we have to heal. And our healing and our peace is for us, no one else. You do it for yourself. And that sometimes means...
book coming out. Yeah, write a book.
And that sometimes means having your strength to forgive others that are never going to apologize. And that even means yourself, for us being accountable for what we didn't allow, what we allowed, what the expectations that we put on others that we knew they couldn't fulfill. And, you know, sometimes just talking to your girlfriend doesn't do it. You need a safe place with someone relatable, someone that gets it, that is going to allow you to know it is okay when you're not feeling okay, and that I got you.
Absolutely.
And that's what it's about. Thank you all.